All is well. O dweller within, you are the light in the hearts of lotus. In every heart you are, and if but once only, the mind of the one who seeks will open to receive you. Truly that one is free forever. Shankara. So much worrying, so much anxiety, unrest, all the billions of body-mind organisms trying, longing, hoping, striving, struggling. Hardly one is free from that inner crying out, that quiet fear. Dukkha, suffering. It is the way of all the earth. If you read Silence of the Heart, the transcriptions of Robert Adams' talks, you will hear him saying over and over, all is well. His teacher, after the fact, as Ramesh was in this case, was Ramana Maharshi, who so frequently answered all manner of questions in the same way. All is well. Many times I say that understanding this teaching is not about comfort, not about helping the ego feel safe and comfortable. Self-realization is annihilation, pure and simple. The truth is that you are not. There can be no question of the you being comforted, and that is true. This is not about comfort, but about truth. If truth is to be known, the individual self is not to be comforted, but totally lost, annihilated, dissolved. There is no other way. There is no way to wake up while staying comfortably asleep. Comforting, stabilizing, strengthening the sense of individual self can only lead to prolonging the suffering. The sense of individual self looking for comfort must always be frustrated, always come up empty, for it is not. And yet, if only once, only for a moment, there could be letting go, if there could be that pop of the shift in focus, and the individual self seen beyond, seen for what it is, an echo, a rainbow, a phantom, and a dream, then there is something. Then the individual self is gone and needs no comforting. The individual self was simply a thought, an idea, a false imagination that cried out for comforting when the true nature of things is seen, apperceived. Then there comes something far beyond comfort, though there is nothing any longer that needs it. It is seen that what one is all that is, and that is the constant outpouring of love beyond love, beauty beyond beauty, compassion, bliss, gratitude, glory, wonder, perfection, streaming, outpouring, beyond comprehension. All that is described as Satchitananda, not a being, but being itself, existence itself, not a thing existing. This is pure awareness, pure consciousness. Being which is consciousness is absolute, perfect, knows no bounds, and spills out in itself, uncontained, is always everything, everywhere. The spilling out, this outpouring of being consciousness as itself is all of this universe, planet, worlds of senses and ideas, worlds of things and non-things, these bodies, these minds, these trees, roads, houses, squirrels, insects, telephones, everything, everywhere, is not as it appears, as some solid, separate, material stuff. The physicist will tell you this. Look closely enough and see this body or this table are not solid substance, but are composed of molecules, then atoms, then subatomic particles, which themselves are not particles at all, but moments of energy. I am telling you that this energy, which everything is, is what you are, is consciousness, being, outpouring itself in itself. This is what is called Ananda, because the very nature of consciousness, outpouring in itself, is perfect love, beauty, completion, bliss. This streaming is what is perceived as all this crazy world, including the body-mind you think is you. But in truth, when seen as it is, this is not you. This car is not a car. These groceries are not groceries. These are all pure love-light consciousness, bliss, streaming, here. This is obvious. It is seen here always. Once seen, it cannot not be seen. It is inexpressible. There is no way I can communicate this without sounding like a blathering nutcase or like the Dr. Bronner's bottle. But it is true. All is well. All is incredibly well. Everyone is asleep and does not see it. And so they lead lives of quiet desperation, lives of anxiety and fear. But those few who are awake and see it witness life being lived in constant, total amazement. And since everything is literally made out of pure love beyond love, streaming, since this pure love beyond love is the stuff out of which is made everything that we perceive as creation, how then can anything, the smallest thing, not be well? Everything, the smallest thing, is God, is self, is your true nature, and the true nature of all that is pure awareness, pure love, outpouring as itself. The human race truly has no idea what love is. I cannot give comfort to the individual self that seeks it. Perhaps in some limited way others can, telling stories here in the dream that brings some fictitious comfort to these fictitious selves. But when there can be total letting go of that idea of being a separate self, then what is seen is the love, compassion, bliss that you are, and that the slightest thing is. If nothing else, trust me on this. There is no way anything at all cannot be well. All is perfection, pure bliss, love outpouring. Any perceptions to the contrary are simply not true. All is well, totally. Svaha.